Okay, art students, here we go. What I did was I went ahead and I selected a bunch of different metaphors so we can practice drawing. So hopefully you have some of your materials from school. Your pencils would come in handy. If you don't have your pencils, any kind of pencil. But as you draw your mask response poem, your response to Dunbar's mask, I want to point out to you a couple of things. The eyes are in the center of the eyes are in the center of the head. So when you're sketching your mask lightly with probably an H pencil, you have different pencils. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you first sketch kind of like an oval. And don't worry about your lines being messy. And then the eyes, you're going to do an eye, that would be in the center of the face. And you could do two kind of like almond shapes for the eyes as you're thinking about what the mask looks like. Now the nose isn't necessarily a line. You can just do hatching at the side to represent the nose, to show that shadow. You can see right here that there's kind of like a darker line to show that nose, but it's light. It's a kind of like a soft boundary. You can also add shading. You could turn to the side to show the inside of the mask. You can add some shading at the side. But don't obsess too much about the nose. Just do a little curve, little U, and then a little shading at the bottom, another U, another U. You got your nose. And this is your mouth. Now again, we're just working on drawing what a mask looks like. We're just doing kind of like a thumbnail today about what our mask might look like. And as you're practicing drawing masks, you'll probably draw a lot of masks in your visual journal. You'll get better. We have this little indent. Very light shading with your H pencil. Maybe you want to darken the edge of the nose. That's totally up to you. You can add shading underneath the mouth. Really make this boundary hard. That edge hard. Some edges are soft, just a little shading, and some edges are dark. Maybe you want to add more shading at the bottom of the mask. Maybe you want to shade up the side if you think the light is coming this way. Now, we brainstormed about a lot of metaphors today. And this week, we're brainstorming about different metaphors that we can put in our mask response. Everyone's mask should look different because everyone's been through different things. Most common metaphor I see time and time again is a tear. So if you don't have a mask yet, stop, replay this video. But everyone goes through pain. In order to draw a tear kind of comes out of the eye and it goes down. You can use your blue pastels to go ahead and add oil pastel. And add any sort of colors that you want. Hopefully, the pastels give you a thin enough brush. You're always welcome to work big if you want to, as you blend different pastels in. And you always want to leave a white area for the tear. Again, this is just a rough sketch, but that's a common metaphor that we see. Another common metaphor that I see on these masks as we're practicing is a blindfold. I see that all the time because we're in the cave and we choose not to see things that we're feeling. So how would you draw a blindfold if you wanted a blindfold on your mask? Well, maybe we don't see the eyes at all. Maybe we erase the eyes. And maybe we draw a blindfold instead, but we leave the tears there. My eraser's not working. Everyone should have an eraser in their pack. Again, you can do as many drafts of this as you want. Now, if I look over here, what makes this drawing so cool is the dark values. Look how dark that is. So you could get super dark. You could get your bold pencil. Go back, get your bold pencil. So I'm leaving oil pastels. Get your bold pencil. Choose a darker one. And press down hard. Press down hard to kind of do that blindfold. And you can go ahead, you could take risks with line and do swooping sketches across the page. Because remember, the face is curvy. See this blindfold here? This blindfold is pretty curvy. And blindfolds kind of like wrap around our face. They have a lot of wrinkles. Maybe you want to include the edge of the blindfold. So if the blindfold is coming up at the side of the face, it's going to go up and around with those ellipses. So that's how you could draw a blindfold. If part of the thing that you're leaving behind is that you want to choose to see. Now, a popular choice that people make with their mask is they have half and half, right? So they open up about kind of seeing a truth. So maybe one side of your mask or your blindfold is actually open. Remember when we learned how to draw an eye? Well, maybe that will really come in handy right now. With your pencils, your darkest pencil, really darken the top of that eye. Go ahead and darken the iris. And maybe that's you opening up. That looks really funny, actually, because I drew it a little too big. That's okay. Leave it there. Kind of change it for the next time. But just by drawing one eye open, you're showing that you want in now, and you can make little notes in your visual journal, right? I want to see the truth. Make little notes that the mask, the blindfold equals ignorance. You want to leave behind your ignorance. Another common metaphor that I see in these masks, that's a really cool image. I want to go back and draw that some more. What I love about this is the growth in the trees. Maybe, that's my alarm. I have to go to the teacher meeting, guys. I'll come back in a second. But maybe you want to draw positive metaphors. Maybe you have trees inside of your mask. Drawing a tree. Maybe that's part of your promise to grow. So the mask can be good and bad. You can have good metaphors and you can be bad. So we'll come back to that later. That's really cool. But a common thing I see is people have zippers over their mouth because they've been forced to be silent. All this stuff I found on the internet, by the way. Do I have the zipper? I don't have a picture of the stitches, but you could simply add stitches across the mouth by drawing a diagonal line down, diagonal line down, diagonal line up. And you can zigzag across your mouth like that. And there you have it. You have a mouth that's stitched up. I want to leave behind my silence. So this is a good introduction to what you could be doing as you're drawing drafts of your mask today. I wish you luck. Hopefully I have time to do another video. Namaste.